Hello and welcome. We are quick on the ball here with some news from Team Sweden. We're going to present our lists and our players. So my name is Jesper. I am the playing co-captain of the Team Sweden for this year, and with me I have
Jonathan, also playing co-captain for Team Sweden, and I've been the captain for the last 3 years, maybe. I don't know. Let's go with that.
Let's go with that. Okay, so our first player is Björn Bassen Eriksson, coming in from Simrishamn in the south of Sweden, and he's playing for us once again. Named his build the Big Beautiful Build, which I think is a very fitting name for his army. And he's playing Chaos Knights, Infernal Lance, with 3 Gatling despoilers, one with the enhancement for what is it? It's armor contempt against damage 1 and toughness 12, I believe. Then there's 3 carnivores, a scouting stalker, and some Nurgle allies, including the very cheap Rotigus.
The 0.5 knights, as he's known as.
Indeed. And I think what's quite interesting is that we kind of thought that more players would be onto Lords of Dread, which was the more played detachment in general, but it looks like a lot of teams, including us obviously, figured out that Infernal Lance is the better detachment. So that's something to look out for. This build is a bit more balanced, I would say, as compared to the more skewed list with 3 abominants, but it's going to be very interesting to see which build is the best.
Yeah, I mean knights in both knight varies, so it's very obviously what skewed most of the people's like testing and what list they picked for their lineup. Yeah, and as you said, like people did find Infernal in the end, which is very good. But and most of them either settled on 0 or 2 knights. I think there were quite not that many 1 knight countries.
Yeah. Yeah, it's totally surprising. Who would think about bringing 2 knights? I am shocked.
Yeah. We should claim royalties.
Truly should.
And I was also thinking about the fact that, so also a bit surprised maybe about no demon allies in some of these lists. And one thing we talked about was that maybe people want to play Shadow Legion, but not many countries are bringing Shadow Legion either. I think it's only Germany.
Yeah, in the pod 1, I believe you're correct.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Moving on, we have my favorite subject, myself, and I'm representing the 40k metropole, the Mecca of 40k in Sweden, of course, Uppsala. And I'm playing a very, I would say, quite balanced all-round Space Wolf Beastly list. It's going to turn out, when you think about it, that it is lethals against essentially everything, apart from, I guess, Shadow Legion specifically. And I'm playing Arjak, who's going to perhaps sometimes be together with 10 Wolfguard Terminators. I have Bjorn for some CP farming, 2 Iron Priests that are still busted with the Predator Annihilator since we're playing with the rules lock from before the latest FAQ. So they're going to fire off 8 D6 damage shots. A Combi Lieutenant, Logan, who's just a very, very good data sheet for his points. Ragnar, obviously, and he's playing with 20 Blood Claws, which is a quite juicy blob to play with. And then I have some intercessors, some more trash, and a little bit of Thunderwolf Cavalry to get the trading going. Any thoughts about this?
Yeah, I mean, I was just we see a lot of Space Wolves in the top teams. I think no, there are a few others, but like, I thought some people would be on Space Wolves, but I'm surprised that almost everyone landed on Space Wolves. And also to contrast this with like the other Marine builds that people thought that after the latest patch that Blood Angels was insane. And once again, before WTC, Blood Angels is insane and no one is playing them.
Yeah. That's very true.
But yeah, I have other countries more Stormlance from other nations. A lot of like big blobs of Thunderwolf. Actually from other nations. So, but yeah, Space Wolf seems to be the like most common Marine army.
Yeah, the data sheets are quite pushed, and with obviously with the pre-nerf Iron Priest, they're quite good as well.
Yeah.
And then we have the famous big head from Stockholm, Joel Larsson. He has the biggest head in the world.
Yeah, no, he has a very big head. I know.
Yeah. And that's why he still can only manage to play one army build, which is Bloodletter One Tricks. And once again, he's playing, I think technically it's a World Eater army, but it's a lot about the Bloodletters in the form of the Corn Demon King detachment. Another detachment that was nerfed after the rules lock for WTC. And I think we're the only ones actually playing this, which is a bit surprising, I would say, to be honest. But he's managed to find a lot of like other good data sheets and tricks in the army apart from the Bloodletters, and I think that's what makes this stand out and why we think it worked, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, Forge Fiend's obviously insane. And I think in general, if you can land on lists that are nerfed but not nerfed, like this and the Space Wolves, then I mean, you have to be right in some sense, right?
I hope so.
Just to talk a little bit, there are quite a few World Eaters at WC this year. In quite a wide variety as well. We have Anthony Vanella, who forgot that the Codex came out and is still running Angron, Master of Execution, and Karn, which is just what he ran the entirety of the pre-Codex. And then we have like France that is just running mass Berserker spam. Another few nations on Berserker spam, like Denmark, I think. But yeah, World Eaters. A lot of World Eater players are down, and a lot of people are like having a bad. They think World Eaters are bad, but the stats say they're about a 50% win rate army, and if you can play multiple detachments at WTC with them, they cannot be bad. I think.
I agree. And yeah, so moving on, we have Jonathan Närlingsleif Johnson, or whatever you want to call yourself.
Yeah.
From Västerås, the second best city in Sweden.
Do you want me to?
What are you playing?
Okay, I'll do my list. Okay, so this is the newly buffed, well, newly from the latest slate, the Champions of Fate detachment. Army list is basically 3-offs in a lot of senses. It's triple Hospitaller with triple Sacrosanct, triple Castigator, only 2 Immolators, and the Wall package is like the highlights. Unit for extra CP has been another staple. But yeah, it's just good stuff, sisters, really.
Mm-hmm.
The only sisters players in like tier 1 teams, which is beneficial, I think. But it also you get this feeling like, oh, am I wrong? Should I have been on something else?
Come on.
No, not really. But like, there is always that in the back of the head. But yeah, they've been very good in testing. I don't know what else to say. Sisters, playing sisters. I played sisters 3 years of my 4 WTC years, so also a one trick of some kind.
Sumer Astra.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, we have Axel Rydén, our beloved Craft Worlds enjoyer.
Speaking of one tricks.
Yeah, speaking of one tricks, he's playing a full send Elder build, believe it or not. Kind of interesting with the 3 Falcons as well as a Warp Spider. Wave Serpent is what I'm trying to say. Lets him abuse the fire and fade mechanics of the Warriors quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's not a very get in deep list, but apart from that, it's quite the ride to play against, I would say.
Almost everyone is bringing Elder this year. I think like coming up WTC and like listening to the Elder people talk there, they believe there are several viable builds, but I think in the meta being so warped by knights, I think we land on most Elder builds being quite similar.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's mostly more host and some aspect host.
Yeah, it might even be more aspect host, I think. There's very streamlined build that a lot of our teams are building that it's aspect host with 25 to 30 hawks. And,
yeah.
Okay, and then we can move on to our, I guess, our most solid piece, the anchor of the team, who's been playing the most for us. It's Olof playing his trusty Hutan.
Rock and Stone.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of things to say about this very inventive list?
No, I have nothing to say about that.
You have nothing to
It
say.
will-
You don't
how
think it's
many
very
bikes?
interesting that
How
no,
many
it's only
bikes?
there's we can talk about this for hours. It's only 9 bikes, and then it's playing 5 more
Oh,
berserks. Come on, it changes
okay.
everything. Truly
Everything is changed.
inventive guy. Yeah,
Reality has warped. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Moving on, we have Holm, who I think is at least our spiritual leader of the team. Who's I think he's a good lightning rod when it comes to team play. He's like the only player I think who has any experience from playing team sports, and that kind of shines through. The rest of us are like a clan of cats, but
Sure.
I would say.
Yeah, Thousand Suns. Is every nation on Thousand Suns?
I believe the French are not playing Thousand Suns,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
neither are. I think the short answer is no. There's
Okay.
quite a few teams who are skipping Thousand Suns. Like Germany
Not
aren't playing
Poland.
them. France, not
Poland isn't
Poland.
on the.
No.
Okay. Ah, okay.
So it's about where we expected, I would say,
Yeah,
that they
I mean,
would be played, but not by everyone. It's a good army, but it's not the like standout S tier army that people are
no,
making
it
it
is
out to
not
be.
like last year's Thousand Suns.
No.
I know that America has obviously always talked about Thousand Suns as the most broken thing in the game, and I think they expected everyone to play it.
But they also play the spoiler in their draft card, so.
I think Emil would love to play the spoiler in that card, but
yeah,
wasn't allowed to.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have, speaking of the devil, Emil, representing the senior part of the population in Sweden,
Yeah,
in our team.
the 40
And he
pluses.
is playing for the first time for us, which is exciting. And he's bringing a very inventive list, I would say. This is not something that anyone expected. It's Mortarion's Hammer with 2 PVCs and 3 Death Rod units, and then a lot of like the drones and some Poxwalkers for scoring. And this is a quite standard list. I think it's, if you believe that Death Shrouds are good, which I think it's quite obvious that we do, then you're probably going to land in that Hammer delivers them better. And that's where we are. And this list is like, some people only play 2 Lords of Contagion, basically, and that's like the end of the nuances there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as you said, the spoiler in the spoiler in America sounds like their last 3 months. But
Are you talking
yeah,
about the presidents? Yeah.
yeah. It's like the only big difference, and then I think we have like France on index, right?
True. Yeah, there's a bit of
Yeah.
index going around. Spain
But
as well, I believe.
it is very streamlined, the Death Guard lists, and I mean this was very expected. I think Death Guard is like the most obvious choice, even more obvious than how Knights were gonna turn out, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our players. Are there any standout teams or comps that you would like to specifically mention?
I mean, I think you can talk a little bit about the dichotomy of Knights or no Knights. We have.
No.
I would say for me the front runners this year is like France, America, us, and Poland. No, not Poland. Germany actually. I think Germany is higher up than Poland. And of those, we have 2 countries that have no knights, or well, the spoiler in Death Guard again, but like no obvious knights. And we have 1 country with 1 knight, which is us, and then we have 1 country with 2 knights, which is Germany, and then Poland as well with 2 knights. It's
and so is England and Spain, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it's it seems to be the most standard, so to speak, tier 1 comp, if you would be allowed to be so rude. And but then there's us, of course, as you said, and then France. So I think that's truly something to look out for, and how that works in pairings. I mean, obviously that's not something that we can spoil for now, and not even during the event, but at least you can get some idea of where they ended up looking at the tables that they're playing on, and that's going to be really, really interesting how they're leveraged in the pairings process from both teams. Like, is it an advantage or not an advantage? Were people prepared or not? I mean, it's not it's not that surprising, to be honest. Sarcasm
No.
aside. So we'll see if people
I
actually
thought
found
people were
solutions
gonna
or
land
not.
there. But also one thing I do find interesting is like if you look at Poland, their CK player is Leishu.
Mhm.
One of their better players is on CK. And you would think maybe they would put him on something else and put someone newer on the CK, or like someone that where you can leverage player skill more. So that's
Yep.
interesting. Either they do believe that the CK is so important that they want their one best players on it, or
Yep.
maybe it was just an army thing where he didn't have anything else to play. And same thing for Germany, which is they have Arne on their CK, which is
It's on
used as.
IK, but yes.
Oh, okay. And then they have Fred on. Yeah, but still.
Yep.
So they're putting like very good players on their night lists, which should tell you something, I think.
I mean, the big question is like, if you play double knights yourself, do you bring two solutions? And if you found two solutions, how can you have the audacity to play two knights? I don't know. So we will see how
It's gonna
what
be
the
interesting.
internal logic is there. But we will. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Okay, thank you so much. See you around.
Bye.